So in this activity, what we want to do is we want to collect temperature data on one of our microbits and send that data to two other microbits. So this is creating a little kind of mini network. And what I want to do is set this up when I hit the button A, it's going to send the temperature data to these two microbits. Our first step is to make sure that we assign all of these bits the same team or the same group. That way they'll be able to communicate with each other. So in my MakeCodes website, I am going to go to my radio block and I am going to assign in my OnStart radio groups that say 57. All right, then I'm going to download that to every one of my microbits. That way each microbit will know that it's in group 57. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to collect air temperature data. So I'm going to actually make a variable called air temp. Okay. And what I am going to do, set air temp. I'm going to set that air temperature variable to the temperature reading that I get from my microbit. So that's in the input, and down there is temperature. Okay. I'm going to put that in my forever loop. Now, I could put it in my OnStart if I wanted to, but I like having it here in my forever loop so it will always be getting fresh data all the time. So I'm going to set air temp to the temperature on my microbit. Now I need to send that information when something happens. So I can either just send it all the time, or I can send it when I have an event. So in this case, my event is going to be when I press my button. So under my input, I'm going to say on button A. When button A is pressed, I want to go to my radio and I want to send a number. Okay? The number that I am going to send is going to be my air temperature. Okay? So I've got a number that's being sent. Now, one microbit is sending it. It now needs somebody to listen. It now needs a receiver. So I'm going to go to radio. I'm going to scroll down here where it says on radio received number. Okay. So now one microbit is just busy waiting, and it's going to get a number. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to show that number on the microbit screen. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So you see where these little dotted lines show up around the received number? You can actually take that and you can drag it down here to show number. Okay. So now how this program is going to work is on start, all my microbits that this program is downloaded to is going to be assigned group 57, so they'll only talk to each other. It's going to set an air temperature variable to the temperature on the microbit, and then when I press button A, it is going to send that air temperature reading to another microbit. So now what we have to do is we have to download our data to each one of the microbits. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to download it to each of my microbits. Alright. And I'm just downloading the same program to each of the microbits. Right? If I only wanted these microbits here, say these two, to just be my receiver, right? I don't need to have it record the data, right? That's just an extra part of the program. It doesn't matter. But if I only wanted these to ever be a receiver, I can just remove that block from my forever loop. Now I've got them set up, so now I'm going to plug them in to a battery, so they will come on. Make sure my battery is on. Okay, got two lights on. Okay, so now these are my two microbits that is going to receive data from this microbit when I press button A. So I've got my button A. I'm going to press it, and lo and behold, I get temperature 32 on each of them. Alright, I'm going to try to warm up my microbit a bit. Let me blow into it, try to warm them up. Okay, now let's see if I've got a warmer temperature. Press the button A. Oh, he's up to 36 degrees. Alright, So now I've got a remote sensor, so I can put this in different places. And every time I press this button, I can have information sent. Or if I wanted to just send the information continuously to the microbit, right, I don't need to have a button. I can just remove that and send it directly from within the forever loop.